Have you ever stopped, I mean, really stopped, to think about the invisible decisions that shape your life? Not the big ones like changing jobs or moving cities, but the quiet ones, the ones you make when no one is watching, like what you put on your plate, how much salt you sprinkle on your food, or what you reach for when you're tired and hungry, an apple, or a processed snack. These tiny choices, repeated day after day, build the road your heart will walk on. A smooth, open path, or a dangerous one full of blockages and traps. Now ask yourself, could the food you eat every day be quietly saving your life? Or could it be silently sabotaging your future? You see, a heart attack doesn't knock on the door first. It doesn't check if you're ready. It doesn't care if you still have dreams to live, people who love you, goals you haven't achieved yet. It can strike at the wheel while you're telling a story to a friend, while you're laughing with your children, or even while you're sleeping, when you least expect. And most people never saw it coming. They thought they were too young. They thought, this happens to other people. They ignored the fatigue, the shortness of breath, the tightness in the chest that passed in minutes. But today, I want you to see it differently. Today, I want to tell you something no one told me. You have more power over your heart's future than you were ever told. Not in hospitals, not in pills, but in your habits, in your decisions, and yes, in what you eat every single day. And this is where it begins, with your plate. The moment you look at your meal and realize, I can build health with this, or I can build disease. That moment is sacred. That's why in this video, I'm going to share with you the 3 most powerful foods that science shows can literally help you. Protect your arteries, strengthen your heart, and prevent a heart attack, even if it runs in your family. But before I show you those heart-saving foods, let me ask you something real quick. Are you already subscribed to this channel? If not, now is the perfect time. Click that subscribe button, leave a like if you're learning something new, and tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? And most importantly, share this video with someone you love, your parents, your partner, your best friend. Because sometimes the right video at the right time can save someone's life. All right. Now that you've done that, let's begin. Let's talk about the foods that don't just satisfy your hunger, but speak directly to your heart. Because prevention is not a theory. It's a lifestyle. And it starts right here, right now, with what you choose next. Let's talk about something that most people misunderstood for decades. Fat. Yes, fat. For so many years, fat was the villain. We were told that if you want to protect your heart, you need to cut out all fat from your diet. Low fat this, fat-free that. It became a trend, a rule, almost a religion. But guess what? Science evolved, and it told us something surprising, even revolutionary. It's not about cutting out all fats. It's about understanding which fats heal and which ones harm. And in this sea of confusion, one food stood up as a silent healer, the avocado. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't avocado high in calories? Doesn't it have a lot of fat? Yes, it does. But here's what really matters. The fat in avocado is called monounsaturated fat, and it's one of the most heart-protective types of fat we can eat. It helps to reduce LDL, which is the bad cholesterol that sticks to your artery walls. And it helps to increase HDL, the good cholesterol that helps remove fat from your bloodstream. But avocado doesn't stop there. It's also packed with potassium, which plays a crucial role in lowering blood pressure. And high blood pressure? It's one of the most silent and dangerous risk factors for heart attacks. It wears your heart down slowly, day after day, without you even noticing. And then there's the fiber. Yes, avocado contains natural fiber that helps control blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and keep your digestion in balance, all essential pieces of the puzzle for long-term heart health. But perhaps the most powerful benefit of all is what avocado does to your arteries. Inside every artery is a thin lining called the endothelium. It's like the inner skin of your blood vessels, and it plays a huge role in deciding whether blood flows smoothly or gets blocked. Avocado protects that lining. It keeps it strong, flexible, healthy. When that lining is inflamed or damaged, plaque begins to form, and that's how heart attacks begin, with something microscopic that grows silently for years. So yes, that creamy green fruit on your toast, in your smoothie, or mixed in your salad, it's not just food, it's medicine for your heart. Let's make it simple. Add a few slices to your breakfast. Mix it with lemon and sea salt for a natural spread. Toss it into a salad with leafy greens and olive oil. No pills, no side effects. Just nature doing what it's always done, when we choose to listen. And next time someone says, "Fat is bad for your heart," you'll know better. It's not about less fat. It's about the right fat. And avocado is one of the best places to start. Now let's travel. To the ocean. To the waves. To the cold, deep waters, where one of the greatest gifts to your heart is quietly swimming. Its name? Salmon. And no, this isn't just about fancy dishes in restaurants. This is about something deeper, about a food so rich in healing power that doctors around the world recommend it as natural protection against one of the leading killers on Earth, cardiovascular disease. Let me explain why. Salmon is loaded, absolutely loaded, with a powerful type of fat called omega-3 fatty acids. Now, these fats are not the kind that clog your arteries. They're the kind that open them, that smooth out the blood flow, that reduce the stickiness of your platelets so clots don't form. Omega-3s are like the peacekeepers in your bloodstream. They calm inflammation, which is one of the main triggers for heart attacks. Inflammation might sound like something minor, but in reality, it's a slow-burning fire inside your arteries. And that fire, if left unchecked, can lead to narrowed vessels, plaque buildup, and eventually, a heart attack. But salmon helps put that fire out. It also helps regulate your heart's rhythm. That means fewer irregular heartbeats, less stress on the cardiac muscle, and a lower risk of sudden cardiac events. In fact, studies have shown that people who eat salmon just twice a week have a significantly lower chance of dying from heart disease. Let that sink in. Not every day, not 3 times a day, just twice a week. Can change your heart's future. And beyond omega-3s, salmon is also rich in protein, B vitamins, selenium, and other nutrients that your body uses to build strong tissue, repair cells, and balance hormones, all of which impact your cardiovascular system. But maybe the most beautiful part of all this is that salmon is also delicious and versatile. You can grill it with herbs and lemon. You can bake it with garlic and olive oil. You can eat it raw in sushi. Just watch the sodium from soy sauce. Or mix it into a salad or bowl with greens and quinoa. The options are endless. And every time you eat it, you're sending your body a message. I choose to nourish you. I choose to protect you. Now, some people might say, but salmon is expensive where I live. And that's a valid concern. But here's the good news. You don't need to eat only salmon. Other fatty fish like sardines, mackerel, and trout are also rich in omega-3s and can be more affordable. Even omega-3 supplements can help, though whole food is always best when possible. What matters is that you start somewhere, that you bring the ocean's wisdom to your plate. Because the truth is, the solution to many modern diseases has been swimming in the water all along. And your heart? It remembers. It responds. It heals. When you feed it what it truly needs. Let's shift our focus now. To the earth. To the roots. To the fields where real medicine grows. Not in pills, not in plastic bottles, but in the colors of nature. Because some of the most powerful protectors of your heart don't come with labels. They don't have marketing campaigns. They don't sit on pharmacy shelves. They grow quietly, leaf by leaf, absorbing sunlight, water, and minerals from the soil. I'm talking about the dark green vegetables: spinach, kale, arugula, collard greens, broccoli, the deep-colored, fibrous, slightly bitter greens that many people push to the side of the plate, but that your heart loves more than you can imagine. Now, let me be honest. These aren't always the most exciting foods at first glance. They don't come in shiny packages. They don't melt in your mouth. They don't light up your taste buds the way processed foods do. But they do something far more important. They clean you from the inside out. Let me explain. These vegetables are loaded with fiber, which helps lower bad cholesterol by binding to it and sweeping it out of your body; magnesium and potassium, which relax your blood vessels and help regulate blood pressure; antioxidants, which protect your cells from oxidative stress and inflammation; and perhaps most important of all, vitamin K, a nutrient that plays a key role in keeping your arteries healthy and free from dangerous calcium buildup. You see, your arteries are like flexible highways that carry blood to every corner of your body. But when calcium builds up inside them, those highways become hard and narrow. And that's when the danger begins. Vitamin K helps prevent that hardening. It tells calcium to go where it belongs, in your bones, not your arteries. So when you eat a plate of steamed kale, or blend spinach into your smoothie, or mix arugula into your salad, you're not just eating to fill your stomach. You're actively defending your cardiovascular system against silent threats. And the benefits go beyond the heart. These greens also support your digestion, balance blood sugar, boost your immune system, and even contribute to a better mood, because your gut and your brain are more connected than we realize. Now, let me give you a simple way to start. In the morning, make a green juice with spinach, cucumber, and apple. At lunch, add a side of sautéed broccoli or collard greens with olive oil and garlic. At dinner, fill half your plate with leafy greens. Top with avocado and grilled salmon, and you've just created a heart-healing meal. And here's the beauty of it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to eat a mountain of greens overnight. Just start adding them. Slowly. Intentionally. Let your body reawaken to the power of plants. Because these foods, they've been growing for centuries. They've healed generations. And they still hold the wisdom of the earth. Your heart, that incredible engine that beats over 100,000 times a day, deserves to be fueled by what's real, by what's alive, by what speaks the language of life. So the next time you see a bunch of leafy greens at the market, don't overlook them. Don't walk past. See them for what they truly are. Green medicine, from the soil, to your plate, to your heart. We've talked about the foods that heal, about the fats that protect, the fish that calms your heart's rhythm, and the greens that clean your arteries like a gentle brush. But now, we need to talk about something even deeper, something that happens before the food reaches your mouth, before it touches your plate, before it becomes part of you. We need to talk about your choices, because your heart is built, day by day, by what you choose. Let's be honest. We all know that some foods hurt us. We know when we're eating too much sugar. We feel it when a heavy, greasy meal makes our body sluggish. We sense it in our skin, our breath, our energy, and yes, in our heartbeat. But knowing isn't the hard part. Choosing is. Because the world we live in makes it easy to choose wrong. Fast food on every corner. Snacks within arm's reach. Commercials selling us pleasure, not health. But here's the truth. Your future doesn't belong to advertising. It belongs to your awareness. Every time you stand in front of your fridge, or walk through a grocery aisle, or open a menu, you are casting a vote. Not for a president, but for your own life. Will I choose the moment's comfort? Or will I choose the next 10 years of strength and presence? Will I feed my disease, or will I feed my healing? Because food is never neutral. It either builds you or it breaks you. And yes, you will make mistakes. We all do. You'll have days when the cravings win, when you reach for what's fast instead of what's right. But don't let those days define you. Let your next choice be your turning point, because when you begin to choose with intention, you create momentum, and momentum turns into habits, and habits create health that lasts. Now pause with me for just a second, and imagine something. Imagine being in your 60s, 70s, 80s, but with energy, with clarity, with strength in your legs and in your heart. Imagine walking without fear, breathing deeply, lifting your grandchild, dancing with your partner, traveling, laughing, living, without pills, without machines, without limits. That future starts today, with what you choose at your next meal, with what you say yes to, and what you gently say no to. You don't need perfection. You need direction. And if you've watched this far, you've already taken the first step. So let me leave you with this. Share this video with someone you love, your parents, your best friend, your spouse, your brother, someone whose heart deserves to beat longer and stronger. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We're building a community here, a movement of people who choose to live with awareness, joy, and purpose. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the moment. Click the button, because every week we bring you real tools to protect your health and help you live with power and peace. Your heart has carried you this far. Now it's your turn to carry it. With love, make your next bite count. Make your next choice sacred. Because your life isn't made in the hospital. It's made at the table. Let's take a deep breath together and reflect on everything we've shared in this journey. Over the last few minutes, you've been reminded of something powerful, that your heart is not just a muscle. It's a messenger. It carries your past, your energy, your emotions, and above all, your future. We've often been taught that heart attacks just happen, that they're sudden, unpredictable, something that strikes without warning. But the truth is, most of them are built slowly, one decision at a time, one skipped vegetable, one sugary snack, one ignored symptom, one day after another, until the body can't compensate anymore. And yet, that same process that builds disease can also build health. Because prevention is not just about going to the doctor once a year. It's not about waiting for bad news to make a change. It's about choosing, every single day, to feed your heart what it actually needs. We talked about avocado, a fruit full of healthy fats, that nourishes your arteries and balances your blood pressure. We explored the benefits of salmon, a food that brings calm to your bloodstream, protecting your rhythm and lowering inflammation. And we honored the silent power of dark green vegetables, those often forgotten leaves that purify, protect, and keep your vessels young and open. Together, these aren't just ingredients. They're part of a larger truth, that nature, when respected and chosen, has the power to restore what modern life often destroys. You now hold knowledge that most people don't, and with that knowledge comes a new responsibility. A responsibility not just to yourself, but to the people you love, to the people who depend on your presence, your laughter, your support, your heartbeat. So here's what I invite you to do. If this message touched you in any way, take a moment and think about someone in your life who matters, someone who's been tired lately, someone who's been putting their health last, someone who still has so much life to live, but may not be aware of how fragile that future can be. Send them this video. Share this message with them. Let this be the conversation that opens a door to better choices, to awareness, to change. Because sometimes the most powerful gift isn't a medication or a test or a treatment. Sometimes it's a message, a reminder, a moment of truth, offered at just the right time. And if you're still here with me, you're part of something rare. You're part of a growing movement of people who no longer accept living on autopilot, who no longer leave their health to chance, people who choose to live with clarity, care, and conviction. If that's you, I invite you to do two things. First, tell me where you're watching from. Your city, your country. Let's build this connection stronger, across borders, across languages, across hearts. And second, hit subscribe. Not just to support this channel, but to continue walking with us on this journey. Because every week we'll bring you new insights, new tools, new reminders to help you protect what matters most. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. And you just did. Your heart is listening. Now, take care of it, as if your life depended on it, because it does.